Yeah.
Absolutely.
She found out she made an international honor society. I'm guessing in October, I don't know.
When we
She, I pushed her to get those applications in on time, maybe even a little early. Her not to wait for the 12 hours to do it. So she missed the opportunity to put that on her application.
there was a very specific reason for the changes in the calendar. The first of which was, if we had it only in spring of junior year, it would effectively mean that by spring of senior year, if you were accepted as a senior, it would have been completely impossible for you to use that for college acceptance because it happens so late into your senior year. So we asked guidance counselors, would it be effective to have students notified of their acceptance by October 15th? And guidance counselors at both schools said that would work. That would essentially give them time for early action, early decision in a number of places. And if there were some places where students had applied perhaps even earlier on, they could send a separate letter with that. In doing that, no one had thought about the idea of offices, and I guess we assumed that when the notification took place, the election of officers would take place shortly after that. So if we're talking about October 15th, and now it's about 2.5 weeks, I can see your concern with that. But with regard to just about everyone being accepted, there was this sense that it was more fair to do early in the senior year because you got more people inducted. In addition to that, you would have students being assessed on a larger number of grades and sort of a better snapshot of where you are by October of your senior year and by spring of your junior year. So there was a sense of trying to be more fair and more inclusive with it. Although what you bring up about your daughter is something that clearly should be addressed.
But even if you find out October 15th, if you were a student who's borderline, you don't know if you're getting on. If you don't know if you're borderline, you don't know if you're going to be accepted into National Honor Society.
You should know by October 15th.
But even October 15th, a lot of these kids are, I hear parents that are on their kids' backs to get these applications done, late summer, early in September. They want it done. They want it out.
I can tell you that the decision wasn't made lightly, and we did contact both other schools, and we had a discussion among ourselves with guidance counselors who said October 15th would be a workable date. If it's not, we can revisit that. But I think that we also tried to weigh the idea that by doing it early on in one's senior year, you gave more students more chances to be accepted. If you had it only in spring of junior year, and then seniors can apply in the spring of their senior year, and effectively it gives them no chance to send that information to college because they've already been accepted or denied application to college.
But if a lot of other schools are doing it, and I talked to people from like 4 different schools in New Jersey, and they all seem to be doing it in the spring of junior year. When our kids are sending out their applications initially, if they get them done, early, it looks like they're not even in National Honor Society, and they kind of got in on the second year, which is what a lot of schools do.
Right.
So if you're someone who's academically gifted or a very good student, it doesn't look as well.
And I can tell you that we've begun this new process this year. It's something that we can revisit in terms of the timeline, but in our initial discussions with people who were responsible for completing student applications, we were under the impression that October 15th is a sufficient date.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a comment, actually a question, because I didn't have Sharon Maciel. Ms. Maciel said about her daughter who was West North Central. I know personally with West North Central, we had our ceremony, I believe, was the end of October. So personally, since the deadline was November 1st, I was able to put on my applications, and I know you said that you talked to your guidance counselors, so I'm not sure if it works, how it works between the two schools, but your recommendation was to do it at the end of junior year. Personally, you applied end of junior year, had a letter saying that based on your grades, you were able to apply, and then over the summer, you wrote a leadership, all the different characteristics, and submitted all of hours of service, so by the beginning of the year, we did know. So I don't know what the difference is between the schools, but I want to say personally what happened at North Central. What we had running this year was sufficient. I didn't hear from the students that there's any problem with applications, putting them on there. I had all my friends, people who were elected to the different officers, were able to put that on their application. So between two schools, I don't know what the system of amendment, but personally, for example, was very successful.
When did you find out?
I would say that, because that is vague for me now, but I feel like it was the beginning of October, because I know the ceremony was before the end of the month. And officer, we found out, I would like to say, mid-September then, towards the beginning of October. The elections were then a week after that, because our teachers who are running it this year have been doing an amazing job. We've had multiple meetings, and at the meetings there were speeches presented, so we were able to vote on it efficiently, maybe within 2 days, whether they were elected or not. So even if you got your application in 2-3 weeks early, the information we could put it down.
Carol Bergman, the differences in Mendham and Central on this are huge. Central has an 11-page application, Mendham has a 1. We'll submit, it probably might be multiple pages to submit, but we'll probably compare notes now. And the dates were much different. Like theirs was due before ours was posted, and then they extended their deadline. So it was,
We have a concern with the government mission. We call them identified. One of the schools that is accepting applications on a first and rolling basis. With number 1 school started accepting applications September 1st. And if you're on the list, you're going to be set aside. The whole purpose of rolling initiatives is to grab strong candidates early. You could be a strong candidate. This could be one item that was situated in the yes pile. And because it's missing, if they're saying, why isn't it there? Customers, red flag, why isn't it there? It could cause harm to those students trying, to those institutions. The large universities can be other spiritual centers
In the Midwest.
in the Midwest. I don't know about the staff that is required, it's possible because southern schools have an earlier start date, and you apply on the step. Maybe we'll look at the then we do a year and full term.
Sounds like the advisory to the central state
That's a good idea.
comparison. Now let's take advantage of having 2 high schools in 1 district.
I think also the nice thing that was, well, I don't know if necessarily nice, and I don't know if a lot of students agree with me on this, but I know on the national level, the requirements this year for Economic Society to make more rigorous. The GPA was graded both on a non-even and rated scale. And just to comment on the application, although it is long and somewhat tedious, it did allow us to find students who were really fit for this community and not the community, the society. So I know personally, especially when my parents gave a comment on this, going to the actual ceremony was really special and really, a really great experience because we knew that we deserved it. So when you're making amendments to the Mendham Society, I think moving the date up, or moving the date up closer to the beginning of the year and making the application longer would be something that would not only, like you said, help on the application for college, but also for the students in school.
any other questions? Anybody else? Close to the public at this moment. Alright. Take a very quick recess before I get this done.
I guess I national on the side, I thought it was kind of application, you know, you got it
I'll see you.
It
That's at least a foot taller than Mr. Spaghetti.